man, frail and blind. But for now, by God's grace, I'm breathing still. Although my eyes have closed out the light, my life is not all darkness. I have my memories, you see. Memories of a long life in a place that I love. My home, the city of Dublin. I was born in 1460 and christened here in St. Michael's Church. My father was a merchant and had a store at Market Cross. One of my earliest memories is playing around the cross while he sold cloth nearby. Rich reds and blues to noblemen, plain thread to the rest of us. We lived nearby here in Skinner's Row. My older brother Michael never liked Dublin streets. Too narrow and dark, he said. Too smelly and dangerous. At 14, he left for St. Mary's Abbey, but I never left. The excitement and adventure of a busy, bustling city, from as early as I can remember, I loved it. Michael was right about the streets though. In places the ground was so filthy, the rich wore wooden clogs to protect their shoes from the dirt. And it was cramped. Upstairs in these houses, open the shutters and you could look your neighbour right in the eye, even reach out and shake their hand. I spent my childhood here. Every day my mother would send me to collect fresh water from the fountain or buy food from the bakers on Cook Street. I'd run errands for my father too and met all sorts of people, not just locals but foreigners, Germans, Italians, Spanish, French. The city was full of them. After I was born, my mother had 2 more boys and 3 girls. Luckily, our father was successful and we lived well. He even did some business with the English crown. This meant I had to go into Dublin Castle to make his deliveries. Imagine seeing this great building as a youngster. Its massive drawbridge and gated mouth, its portcullis sharp as wolf's teeth. The first time I went to the gate, I thought I might never come out. They say the castle is built on an old Viking fort. Well, they say a lot of things about the Vikings. Is it true? I suppose you'll never know for sure. Well, time went on and I grew up. My father found me an apprenticeship and I spent the next few years buying and selling on every patch inside the walls of this fine city, learning a merchant's trade. Every month I'd cross the river to see my brother, now a monk in St. Mary's Abbey. It was a long walk, and I found it a pleasant way to clear my head. Michael led a simple life out here, although the monks kept long hours and worked hard, managing farmland, shops and workshops. They also had a fishery down by the river. Many's a time I went home after a visit with a fat, fresh fish under my arm for supper. Trade was always the beating heart of Dublin City, and this was its lifeblood, the River Liffey. Everything came in and out of it. Glass, jewellery, cloth, furs, food, wine and spices. After 7 years I completed my apprenticeship and set up my own business, buying and selling. I started by trading fleeces and wool with my father's contacts, but soon branched out to, well, anything that would turn a profit. A couple of years later, I rented a storehouse down here by the quays to hold goods that came in from the ships. It was a fine place to do business, always something going on, always a deal to be done. It was from here that one day I took a walk towards Cook Street and met my girl, the love of my life. A beautiful baker's daughter named Sarah. A recipe for rabbit pie will bring a tear to your eye. How many did I have to buy before she noticed me? Too many. She was a shrewd businesswoman, make no mistake. A year later, Sarah and I were married here at St. Odin's Church. I was doing well enough to afford a house, and soon after we moved to High Street, just down the road from Market Cross, where I used to play as a boy. As Sarah and I settled down, life seemed to speed up. We were blessed with 4 sons and 2 daughters. I set up a new store just outside the walls at Fair Green, and it took off from the start. So began the good years. Thanks be to God there were many of them. As the children grew up, I put them to work. But, well, they don't stay children very long, do they? All too soon the youngest was grown and I handed the storehouse over to him. It was a hard decision stepping back from the merchant's life, but now, instead of spending my days in the city, Sarah and I had time to walk beyond the walls, beyond the tanneries of John Street, beyond St. Thomas Abbey itself, and breathe in the clear air of the countryside. Did I mention my eldest, Dearman, received God's call? It's true. After studying for many years, he earned a position at St. Patrick's Cathedral. We were so proud of him. We visited from time to time, and it gladdened my heart to see him happy serving God in that massive cathedral. These days I don't venture outside much, and when I do, I stay inside the city walls. Age and time have slowed me down. My beloved Sarah passed 2 years ago, and I will surely follow her soon. There's not much left for me in this life. But this memory gives me a pleasure beyond any price. In my mind's eye, the sun is always shining. On the streets, I see my mother as a young woman, hear my father's voice echoing around Market Cross. The bells of Christchurch ring in my ears as I run past the doors of St. Michael's Church, crisscrossing the city with the parsonage at Edad. I pass by houses that belong to friends and neighbours, and places where Sarah and I once walked, joking and laughing, as if we were the only two people in the world. Street names and landmarks just don't tell the story of a city. They tell the story of our lives. This was my story. This was my Dublin.